Hi, I'm going to kickstart this video with just sharing something that I recorded about ADHD right back in, I think it was 2021. So hopefully not too cringy. It's a very old video. And then after that, I'm going to share some more of this photo shoot of the lovely Natalie and just talk about ADHD and photography and what I've learnt since. I'll see you at the end. Hi! The garage is actually a really good hiding place. Amazing, I love it. It's cold, but it's a good hiding place. So, ADHD. Can we make it a gift, not a curse? I believe that for everything that feels like a curse, there is a polar opposite. What I mean by this is, for example, my sensory processing disorder feels like an absolute curse, the bane of my life. On the absolute opposite end of the spectrum, I've tapped into something which is an absolute gift, and that is, in my case, to be able to communicate with spirit. And these are on the same level. It's a sensory thing, isn't it? If you think about the sixth sense, my connection with spirit is because I'm such a sensitive person, and obviously that's the gift end of the curse of the sensory processing disorder. So isn't that amazing? So we can find gifts in our curses. It's there, there's a gift there. We've just got to find it. And it's a bit like looking for the hidden treasure, you know? I honestly believe that with things like ADHD and autism and Asperger's and things, I don't want to offend anybody by saying this, but I feel like there's a reason we have these things, and we've put the labels on them obviously, but let's see if we can find the gift within this thing that we have been given, like the card. Play the card we've been given. Are we going to focus on the negative parts of it, or can we turn it around? Can we turn it around and use the energy of ADHD? Get underneath it. Who out there with ADHD is an absolute adrenaline junkie? Not saying I am or anything, but there's a reason that we've got this need for speed or need for danger or something. We can have a powerful impact on the world, I believe, if we utilise the energy in ADHD. You can literally move mountains. Somebody with ADHD who is able to channel that energy, the sky's the limit. It honestly is. Just got to find a way to tap into the energy in a positive way and channel all that energy into something positive and something good. You need your outlets, of course, but get addicted to healthy things, positive things. You know, I think it's really easy to, when you struggle in this way, to end up addicted to alcohol or drugs or whatever it might be, overspending. Things like this that give you that kind of fix. Ditch that, get addicted to something that you can, that can lift you up. So for me, the fire service kind of really fed that side of me. that adrenaline junkie side and the need for helping people at the same time, so that was brilliant for me. Obviously the motorcycling is another one. Exercise. You can get just as addicted to exercise as you can alcohol, honestly. It's just, if you think of an addiction as a cue, an action and a reward, if your reward is feeling good and the habit that you've formed is alcohol, you just need another way to get the same reward of feeling good. And good chemicals in the brain are produced and raised with exercise. So I know loads of people that have turned to exercise or extreme sports or boxing and things like that, and they've just run with it in like a rehab way, and they've literally got addicted to that instead. But it's kind of a positive addiction because it can lead to so many other opportunities, and it's a way to get underneath that energy and use it for something powerful. So let's try and find the treasure inside what we sometimes fall into the trap of thinking is a curse. I'm just going to read you my poem about ADHD. It's pretty much what I've just said really, but in a poem. ADHD is just a term. It's a description we use which raises concern. It's not who we are, it's a label we give. Should it determine the way that we live? Should it disable us or make us feel flawed or be an excuse to close the door? To make less effort as we have something to blame or to cause trouble because we ain't the same? If we can see ADHD as a gift, if we can get underneath it and give it a lift, then it becomes a source of power, an endless energy for us to devour. Suddenly the world seems at your feet when you turn a disability into something neat. So let's all celebrate and take control. Let's be proud and be led by the soul. And I think that bit about taking control is a biggie. Let's take the control that label has, the label ADHD, it has a hold over you. Take the control back. Use your gift. Know that there's something there underneath that's going to mean you can literally move mountains and believe it and work with it, not against it. So ADHD, find the treasure, find the gift, harness the power and go for it. Go for whatever you want to do and have fun. And be kind to yourself because it ain't easy. Okay, thanks for watching. Please share these with anyone you know that might have ADHD or might be struggling. Stay tuned for more crazy stuff, and that poem will be in my book Soul Time, which I will publish when I stop YouTubing every day. Thank you, bye. Hi, so I just wanted to share these photos of Natalie that I took on the spiritual retreats in St Nectan's Glen in Cornwall, UK. And I think that actually they're the perfect photos to share while I'm talking about ADHD as a photographer, actually, because I think that the environment that I was in, the spiritual retreat, was just such a perfect grounding environment, very calming. It was outdoors, so it was connected to nature, and it was all those things that help to calm a busy mind. to calm a lot of maybe pent up energy, I think ADHD can often feel like. So in my experience of ADHD, every emotion can feel quite intense. So it's almost like we maybe feel things more strongly, I suppose. So things like sensory overload and that need for speed, the need for the kind of somewhere for the adrenaline to go, but also the need for like nourishment of the soul and the downtime and the often like I would just want to go and be in a dark space, like I often refer to it as like cave time, I need some cave time. I just long for a dark space, maybe some Christmas lights, and just have some downtime to myself. And I think that it's like there's no in between. This is just my experience. It's like full on social activity, and then you just need to be completely on your own. You need that complete solitude to get your strength back, sort of socially, really. So, and of course, everybody's experience of ADHD is different, and it depends on your experience of life, what your circumstances and everything. But I think the thing that I've learned the most is about managing energy and tapping into a lifestyle that will support your needs, because they can really go from one extreme to the other. And that's why things like healthy diet and exercise to release that energy, and just being really kind to yourself. I use essential oils, which are very, very calming on the nervous system, and just being in these environments outside. I think also it's really important to note that since like the world's really going very tech crazy, and we spend a lot of time on the computers, I think that it's really easy to get out of the kind of habit and the cycle of being outdoors a lot. I remember when I was younger, I was outside. I seemed to be outside so much more. And those things, I think, nowadays can get pushed aside with a lot of things being online, even online meetings and things like that. We're outdoors maybe less. So when you sort of get out of the habit, I don't know if anyone's noticed this, but when you get out of the habit of being in an outdoor environment, it's almost like you forget how good it is, and you forget how much you need it until something happens. Like recently I've come off the computer to go to my boat, as you know, and do some renovations. I'm going to share more in the next video with some more of the pictures of Natalie. But yeah, I've just been kind of thrown into that, out on the water, on the boat, and it really does give you that headspace. Doing a bit of, manual labour as well, a bit of sawing of the wood, and just taking on different tasks that kind of touch you in different ways. So sometimes you just need simplicity. I think with ADHD, if you're a bit of an overthinker already, ADHD can sometimes really work against you in terms of you can end up, if things are tricky, you can end up in a bit of a negative overthinking spiral, procrastination, and you can really sort of talk yourself into high levels of stress. And I think that's where the simplicity and being out in nature is just an incredible healer. And then sometimes you might need that, like I always talk about being on stage with a band, capturing a musician, that adrenaline. The fire service used to do it, that side of things for me, the motorcycling. And it's just tapping into these different things. And that's where photography is so amazing, because it can bring such a variety of opportunities to you that can really
flow with your kind of energetic needs in a way, and just helps you kind of flow through life with more harmony. Because I think when we try and battle with life, trying to fit a circle into a square hole kind of thing, and we're feeling that tension, it really starts to play out in the body, and it starts to take a toll on your health. And so just really coming back and tapping into an intuitive connection with your body, your mind and your spirit, and just really asking yourself what you need, and trying to, I suppose, craft a life that supports you on all levels, so that you can be your best for yourself and those around you. And do what you're here to do. I am a great believer in the thing that lights us up, the thing that we're meant to do. It's kind of almost seeking us as much as we seek it. It wants to be lived through us, you know. And anything creative is such a gift.